Hello, I am MD Hossain, and this is my first assignment of the Global Talent Harmony and Bridging HR and Cultural Dialogues. My student ID is IC 1002296. Now I'm going to talk about the Global Talent Harmony. And for this presentation, I act as an HR consultant advising IKEA multinational organization operate globally. And my presentation is structured into three parts aligned with the learning outcomes. The part one is global HRM analysis, part B is cultural impact on HR organization, and part C is cross-cultural communication challenges and solution. And the second slide is company overview and IKEA. IKEA is a very popular brand and which is operates in more than 60 countries with a highly diverse workforce. And the company is known for its strong corporate culture, which is focuses on the equality, inclusive simplicity, and sustainability. Like many organizations in developed economics, IKEA faces labor shortage and therefore relies heavily on international recruitment and global mobility. And because of this human resources management, I think because of this, human resources management plays a strategic role in attracting, integrating, and the return and retaining cultural diverse employees across a different region. And the third slide is Milo one global HRM analysis. And this section focuses global human resources management, which is involved managing people across national cultural boundaries. And I analyze two core HR functions that are especially relevant for the IKEA. And I choose two HR function, that is recruitment and selection. And another one is employee relationship. And IKEA applies a global HR standard to the ensure consistency, but at the same time allows some local flexibility. The main challenges is here is balancing the global what is called standardization with the local responsiveness, which creates a global local and local tensions or maybe something like that. And the next slide is recruitment and selection at IKEA. I choose five or six point for this. And this like ICAS uses standardized globalization requirement principles to ensure fairness, diversity, and value-based hiring across all countries. However, recruitment practices are adaptively locally. For example, in Europe, recruitment is usually structured and competency-based, while in many Asian countries, including India, there is a greater emphasis on hierarchy and senior management approval. So this shows a clear global, local tension, standardization, and supports fairness, but the local adoption is necessary to respect culture and the legal differences. Okay, and the next one is employee relation in global context, which is very important. And I choose some point for that. The first one is employee relation are another important HR function. IKEA globally, IKEA promotes flat hierarchies, open communication, and the employee participation. However, the employee relations differ across countries, and something IKEA and employee relations differ across countries. In many European countries, IKEA works closely with trade unions and works council, while in other regions, employee relations are managed more directly by manager. And cultural difference influences how comfortable employees feel about speaking up, which is directly affecting engagement and trust. Yeah, and the next one is I choose here is the number six slide where I choose two countries. One is Sweden and another one is Asian country India. And here find out some point and in here I analysis cultural difference between Sweden and India. Sweden has a low power and the distance culture where equality, consensus and employee participations are valued. Employees expect open communication and involvement in decision making. But on the other hand, India on like has a higher power distance culture and a hierarchy respect for authority, and the clearly defined roles are more important. And this cultural differences strongly influence employee behavior, leadership expectation, and HR practices. And another slide, I found some of the point. In Sweden, employees are generally comfortable sharing ideas, questioning decision, and taking initiative. Teamwork is based on equality rather than rank. In India, employees may be less willing to openly challenge managers, and they often prefer structured guidance and the formal communication. If IKEA applies the same HR practices in both countries, so both countries without adoption, misunderstanding and reduce effectiveness may be occur. I think that's the main point for that. Okay, and eight number slide where I found that the leadership expectation is also differ significantly. For example, in Sweden, leaders are expected to act as facilitators who encourage autonomy and collaboration. Leadership credibility is built through the trust rather than the authority. But in a Asian country, India, leaders are expected to provide direction, to take responsibility. If IKEA applies to the flat term leadership is felt too rigidly, employee feel maybe uncertain about expectation. And also that this highlights the need for leaders to balance global values with local cultures and rooms. And here is some key organization tensions. I choose IKEA's global culture promotes equality and low hierarchy. And the second one is this aligns well with Swedish culture. In India, it may conflict with expectation of authority, and the tension can affect engagement and performance. And I complete my Milo 2. Now I'm going to move in the Milo 3, which is cross culture challenges. I focus on cross-cultural communication challenges, performance feedback. In Sweden, feedback is usually direct and open. Employees expect honest dialogue and are comfortable discussing performing. Whereas feedback is often more indirect and informal. And direct criticism may discomfort or less faces, especially due to higher distance. According to the Horsford, I found some researcher name, and some country has the power distance, and some country has a high power distance. According to the whole, that in European country communication is low context, while in Asian country the communication is high context. So when IKEA applies one feedback style and globally, messages may be misunderstood and reducing the trust motivation. And practical communication strategy is very important. Like first, they provide cross-culture training for managers. Uh, second, use the structure and private feedback session in higher power distance culture. And third is introduce standard feedback templates to ensure the clarity. And last but not the least, as the conclusion. In conclusion, I guess the global HRM is effective but faces cultural challenges. Cultural difference strongly influence employee behavior, leadership, expectation, and HR practices. By adapting communication strategy and the leadership uh, approaches, IKEA can improve trust, engagement, and performance. Overall, the cultural competence is essential for successful global human resource and management. That is my all of the presentation for Milo 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm sorry for the some noises, and I completed my assignment presentation. Thank you. Have a good day.